Mm-hmm. You can go whenever.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to School Library Journal's interview with Paige McKenzie, the lovely and the talented author of The Haunting of Sunshine Girl, published by Weinstein Books. We're here today on the day before Halloween to chat, have a live chat with Paige, and you can follow along on YouTube and submit questions via the hashtag Haunted Halloween on YouTube or Twitter. So we have a few questions, but we'll also be getting questions from the audience. So,
this is so exciting.
I'm so glad you are here with us today,
Thank
especially
you for having me.
The day before Halloween.
I know, it's a big day. It's All Hallows Eve. It's exciting. I like today. So,
Great,
yeah.
Awesome. So my first question is.
Just dive right in.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
So you're already an actress and a YouTube star.
Yeah.
What inspired you to be an author?
Yeah, okay. So, from the beginning, the Sunshine universe has been like, we want it to be this big, and then we're like, let's go bigger and bigger. So when the opportunity arose to write a book, it kind of just was a natural progression. It wasn't like, I have always wanted to be an author. It's amazing. I love it. I highly recommend it. But yeah, it was just an opportunity that came and knocked at the perfect time. And the universe just got to expand and details and into Sunshine's thoughts and a lot more details. Like, you can only say so much in a video. You can only be like, hey, so many times before it gets annoying. And in a book, you can write it down and people read it. And it's amazing. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad that you did.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest difference between doing the vlog series and the book itself? Why would a fan of the vlog series want to read the book, and why would a fan of the book want to watch the vlog series?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen any of the YouTube, that's where I started, was on the YouTube. And if you haven't seen it, you have no idea what's happening, and you read the book, it will totally make sense. It's a standalone. There's no, hey, remember that one time in that one thing we did that thing? There's none of that. If you're a longtime fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about, you know who I am, you can read the book, and there's details and little, we call them Easter eggs, little exciting things where they can be like, oh my gosh, I remember exactly when that happened in that video. They can go back, watch it, season 1, episode whatever, 24, and be like, I remember that, exactly. And then there's something exciting for them, but also something new, too. A new group of fans, which is really exciting.
Nice, nice. So there's like an added level, a layer of understanding for the fans of the vlog series, but kind of a brand new experience for people who just have read the book.
Yeah, or just tuning in.
Great. So this is appropriate because it's the day before Halloween, and this is a very creepy, scary book and a creepy, scary vlog series.
Yeah.
What is your favorite scary movie and scary book?
Okay, so the movie that scared me the most, which I understand I was probably like 11, so I probably shouldn't have watched it anyways, was The Haunting in Connecticut. And I'm sure people watching this live event are laughing at me. They're like, it's not even that scary. What are you doing? No big deal. So, yeah, what?
I guess it's not working.
Oh. The Haunting in Connecticut. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep going.
We're okay to stop. Yeah, I just have been emailing them. It's keep on.
Yeah, it's definitely hung up, sorry.
That's annoying.
Okay, so
Maybe it was recording somewhere else and then they went.
Yeah.
yeah, you could totally live, we don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
This is Kira, everyone. She's the voice from the background. I could keep talking about The Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so it was definitely the scariest movie. All I'll say is Dead Bodies in the Wall, which was terrifying. So I hated every minute of that.
Start over.
Oh, start over?
Yeah, you're live now.
Oh,
Just reintroduce.
okay.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So This is Shelly Diaz from School Library Journal, and we are here with Paige McKenzie,
Hi, everyone.
author and star of The Haunting of Sunshine Girl. And
Woohoo.
the book was published by Weinstein Books, and we're here with live questions. And if you want to submit any questions, you can do so through the YouTube channel with the hashtag Haunted Halloween, or on Twitter with the same hashtag Haunted Halloween. So here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so you're already an actress and a YouTube star. What inspired you to be an author?
So from the very beginning, it's been a universe. We call it like, this is all the exciting stuff that happens in Sunshine's world, and there's things you kind of have to buy into, like there are loose siege and ghosts and that kind of thing. You just kind of have to accept it, enjoy it, move on. And so the universe kind of has always been expanding. So first it was like a couple YouTube videos, and then a couple more, and all that. And then it got the opportunity to be a book. It kind of presented itself in a very opportune way, and it was very exciting. And we were like, okay, this is a great opportunity. We should just try and do it. And so I had a co-author who helped me, and we just knocked this book out. And it does follow the first 80 videos or so, the first season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad you guys did that.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest difference between the vlog series and the book? And what would a reader of the book coming to it for the first time find different from someone who's been a fan of the series for a long time?
Yeah, the biggest difference is that it does delve. Is that even a word?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a word.
So it's a word.
It's a word. Delve into the mythology of Sunshine and her history and kind of all of that, and also her thoughts. Way more into like Sunshine's personality and her thoughts and how she thinks, that kind of thing. If you haven't ever seen the YouTube and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I started on YouTube, and also called The Haunting of Sunshine Girl, and it's now been made into a book. And if you've never read, or if you've never seen the show, the book will make sense. It just follows the playlist, but there's no reference to, do you remember when that happened in this thing, all of that. There's none of that. But if you're a longtime fan and you know exactly what's happening and who I am and what's all that, you'll be able to see it with new, fresh perspective. There will be Easter eggs as well for you, like hidden, secret, super cool things. And you'll be able to go back and be like, oh, episode 24 of season 1. I don't even know if that's a pertinent one at all, but you'll be able to kind of remember exactly when that happened, and that would be exciting. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So it's the day before Halloween, and this is a scary book.
Yes.
And it's a scary vlog series. So what is your favorite scary movie?
Okay. So I have a double answer to this. The scariest movie I ever saw, and I was like 11, so maybe I should watch it again, was The Haunting in Connecticut. And I'm sure some of you are laughing at me because it's really not that scary. But apparently, like, dead bodies on the wall just gets me, and that's too much. So yeah, terrifying. But I think the best horror movie, like so well done and like really kind of gets you, and it's different and amazing, is The Others with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it's you think you know exactly what's going on, and then it's like, wait, just kidding, you have no idea. So that's really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scary book?
I have an author I like a lot.
Okay.
Chris Priestley.
Oh, okay.
If you know who that is, he does the Tales of Terror books, which I think are probably aimed towards people younger than me, but I love them. And like I think there's three now. You kind of, spoiler, you kind of find out in the first one everybody's dead the whole time, and you're like, what? Didn't see that coming at all. So apparently I like things that you don't see coming, because apparently that was The Others. And he also wrote another book, I can't remember what it's called right now, that was also scary. So I think he only does scary stuff, but he's amazing. I'm a big fan. Go Chris Priestley.
All right. Well, we're actually going to go to some YouTube questions
Cool.
From the channel, and
Okay.
this one comes from Valeni, and she asks, Valeni asks, what scared you a lot, and what is the creepiest thing you have ever seen?
What has scared me a lot? Ooh. Personally, I think I'm terrified of a lot of stuff, which people find really odd because I do have this scary book and scary YouTube, and everything I do is kind of horror related. I'm terrified of ET a lot. Like, even kind of talking about it is paralyzing me.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, again, tried to watch it when I was young and was it just didn't go down well. So I watched it again a couple of years ago and was still like, this is terrifying. So I think ET is the scariest thing I've ever seen, by far. And what was the second half of that question?
And what is the creepiest thing you've ever seen? That might be the same question.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe specifically on the YouTube, there's been some scary things that have happened to me regarding that. And I think it's in the book, the scariest thing that has ever happened to me would have to be when my ghost, Anna, she's in the book, don't even worry, don't fret, it's amazing. She is, in general, a very good ghost, but scary when she is trapped in the bathroom. I'm not going to give too much detail because it's in the book and it's amazing and you should read it. But yeah, it's amazing. So that was probably the scariest thing, though. And writing it was terrifying as well.
Ah.
Yeah, so I think I scared myself, which is good.
Okay. So what really comes out in both the show and the book is the protagonist's relationship with her mother. So how did you make that relationship so nuanced, both on the screen and on the page?
Yeah, so I do work with my actual mother, which people sometimes don't believe. I was 16 when I started, and people were like, whoa, you're 16 and you work with your mom. What is wrong with you? But I'm a big fan of mother-daughter relationships. Gilmore Girls, hello. Yeah, big fan. They're gonna have them on Netflix, I know. Anyways, so that's exciting. But yeah, so I love my mom, and she was an actress when we started this, as was I. And we just kind of started this project together, and we'll just see how it went down. I had a third producing partner, Nick Hagan, who helped as well. And I think that it just came across as very genuine, not at all like, this isn't our real relationship, because that's really how we act. In fact, sometimes in the YouTube we have to fight on camera, and it's not natural. We feel very uncomfortable, and we're like, stop doing that. I'm like, it's probably like the worst part of the YouTube is like us fighting, because it's not believable. But yeah, when writing it, it was actually probably the easiest part. It just kind of was a natural segue. So
That's sweet.
yeah, I know, whatever, I have a great relationship with my mom. It's weird. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's great. So remember, if you want to submit any questions for Paige, feel free to do so with the hashtag Haunted Halloween. Okay? So another question from YouTube is, are you going to reunite with Anna for one last time? And why did Anna and her dad have bags on their heads?
Wow, okay, so this is straight from YouTube. In the book...
Oh, I'm sorry, and that was from Marjorie.
Oh, thank you, Marjorie. Thank you from YouTube, Marjorie. Yeah, so they had bags on their heads in the YouTube, and it had pertinent issues in the book. It was terrifying as well. In the YouTube, it was terrifying. And it had to do with cult sacrificing. Won't talk about that too much, but yeah. And the first part of that question, am I gonna do something with Anna again? Marjorie, if you haven't read the book, this is not a plug for the book, but read it, because me and Anna, we reunite, and it is so fine. It's amazing. So yes, I do. In the book. I'll just say it. So yeah.
Well, there you go, Marjorie. So another question here is, have you had a teacher or librarian that had a major impact on you? As you know, this is School Library Journal.
Yes,
So.
yeah. First off, sorry if we don't get to your question. I apologize. There's a lot of them, and it's hard to get to everybody. So we'll try our hardest, and if you probably tweet it 60 times, we'll definitely get to yours. So just as a hint. And about the library teacher, huge fan of teachers and librarians. I'm not just saying that because you're all watching. Yeah, I actually, really funny story about that. In one of the videos, I talk about going and doing research at a library. And back in the day, you really did do that. You didn't have the internet, even though Sunshine doesn't take place in the 80s, even the 90s. It takes place now. that was just what I decided to do in the video. I was like, I'm going to go to the library and figure out research on loose siege, which, just so you all know, is something we made up. And it's in the book and also in the YouTube. And so in a later video, I say, oh my gosh, the library was no help. I couldn't find anything. Because it's not real. It's not a real thing. So a librarian recently, not that long ago, tweeted me and was like, you hate librarians. I was like, no, I don't. That is not what I meant. Oh my gosh, that one thing, that one time. So I'm a big fan of librarians. I went to a very small school, and we went to the library all the time. It was like the fun thing to do. I'm kind of a nerd. I love books a lot. So my librarian was awesome. And then in high school, you definitely have a lot more teachers that you're like, I remember exactly how that went down. I loved that teacher. He was amazing, or she was amazing. So I did have some very awesome teachers. Mr. Carnes, he was my science teacher. He probably thinks I'm kind of a dork. And I don't know if I was even that good at science. He was just like a really sweet teacher. And Mr. Ferguson was actually my English teacher, if anybody knows Mr. Ferguson. He's amazing, and he actually made me enjoy English, which was exciting, because I was not one of those kids who was always like, I want to be an author.
Right.
All I want to do is write. English was hard for me. I was not a super great student. I did graduate with all A's, which is awesome. But yeah, so he was a great advocate for, you don't have to do this the traditional way. You don't have to enjoy every nuance of English. So go Mr. Ferguson.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. So we're going to see if we have any questions from Twitter.
From Heather, what is the last book I read? So I actually have a bet going with a friend right now. He's never read the Harry Potter series. I don't know.
Where has he been?
I don't, under a rock. So I am actually rereading Harry Potter right now. I just finished the third book, which, by the way, is my favorite, or at least it was when I reread it, or when I read it the first time when I was a lot younger, when they first came out. So I finished the third book. Obviously, I read the first and second one, and the third one, still amazing. So it was actually the last book I read, was the third one, but it's also one of my favorite books. So, ha-ha, take that, Heather.
All right, and we have another question.
Yeah. Sorry, apparently this is really tiny font. When does the next book come out? That was Scott from Twitter. The answer to that is this next March. March of 2016. Yeah, so not too long to wait. Only what, like 5 months? What is it? Almost November?
Yes, it's almost November.
Less than that, 4.5 months. So that's very exciting.
All right, March 2016. All right.
Woohoo!
Okay, so another question. The
Yeah.
YouTube series has been going on for about 5 years now.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. And
I know.
it's pretty extensive.
Mm-hmm.
How did you decide what to leave out of the book and what to keep for the next installment?
Yeah, that is actually a great question. It was very difficult to decide where to stop, where to start. If we wanted to follow the YouTube, there was a lot of questions that came up when we started the writing process. And we kind of decided we wanted to follow the YouTube for the fans so that they would be able to really enjoy it, but also new fans would understand it. So that's why we left out. There's no like reference to YouTube in the book. There's no like, I decided to do videos. None of that in the book. And so we decided to do about the first season, like I said, 80 videos or so. I think 80, within reason, 80 videos. It turned out to be like the perfect amount for a book. But actually book 2, and in my head, book 3, which is, rolling around in there, goes completely away from it. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, like why all of a sudden we decided. Like, I'm super excited about it, don't get me wrong, it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, warmer climate is all I'll say. My hair might look a little better in the second book. Cold weather and rain don't do any favors for me. So yeah, warmer weather for book 2. And
Nice.
totally new, awesome characters. I can't, give away too much, because then who would want to read the book? Because I would just tell you about it, which would be exciting, but no. So yeah.
Good to hear. All right.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the next installment, and it's
Yeah.
called The Awakening of Sunshine Girl. So, can you give us a little bit more sneak peek of what's in store?
I can try. Yeah, so warmer climate, like I said, and new characters, new friends, which I think is really exciting, and also a new point of view. In the first book, there are some sections from A Mysterious Voice that you don't know until the end. The second book really talks about that more as well. The mysterious voice in this book becomes a major part of the second book. And so there's a new mysterious voice in book 2, which I think is exciting. Also comes into the book, which is very exciting as well. So
Very
I just think
cool.
everything's really exciting. It's all exciting.
Scary.
Yeah, and scary.
Very scary.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it's scary.
So, we have a question from YouTube.
Okay.
And it is from Xavier. And he
Hello.
asks, what's your favorite YouTube video from your channel?
I'm going to pick a playlist, Xavier. I'm just going to be a horrible person and pick a playlist. If I had to pick a video, I guess I'll just pick one really fast and then talk about the playlist. My favorite video is the investigation of Sunshine Girl. I don't know how much time he had. It's a 15-minute video. It was one of the longest ones. It's hilarious. And I love to laugh. So I thought it was one of the most hilarious things that I've ever done. And I wasn't even talking half the time. The two guys in the video are so funny. So, yeah, that's probably my favorite video. My favorite playlist, Xavier and others, is when I watch scary movies in my closet. Like I said, I'm kind of a wimp. I don't particularly love to be scared. I like to write and read scary things, but I don't necessarily like to sit in my closet and watch scary movies. And so I decided to do that, to watch scary movies, and also in like the scariest place ever, my closet. It was terrifying. And so it's actually a whole playlist of me watching scary videos. Saturday Night Movie with Sunshine. And I think I started with Jaws, which I know wasn't that scary, but it was terrifying. And I watched The Sixth Sense and the others. So it's a whole playlist, and my reactions are hilarious. I didn't even know I was doing half those things. There's one whole video, I can't even remember what video or movie I was watching. I just keep saying, what is happening? What is like 7 times. So when I edit it together, it's not like 2 hours long. That would be ridiculous. It's like 4 minutes. When you edit it together, it's just me saying, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Like over and over again, which is hilarious. So yeah.
Well, a closet definitely seems like an appropriate place to watch scary movies.
Yeah. It was comfy, but also terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go to some questions from Twitter, and
Why is a ghost not there with you now? Thank you, Brad, from Twitter. Yeah. Why is there not a ghost here? Yeah. Who says there's not, Brad? What? You can only see this much. Yeah. I don't know if that answered your question at all, Brad. Where are you, Brad? Oh, what? Oh, and I'm at the YouTube space in New York. I don't think it's that old, so maybe that there's no ghost here. That could be why. Some of the other spaces I've been in are a lot scarier.
but you never know.
Yeah.
And we have another question.
Halloween, I think those are 6s. My mom's writing is super. 666N. Have you seen any of the Halloween films? The ones with Michael Myers? No, I don't think so. I'm not even have you?
Those are really scary.
Are they? Okay, well that would be why I haven't seen
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Well, maybe if you do another playlist watching scary movies,
And
like
yeah. What
those should
are
be-
they like all scary?
well, they're kind of
Yeah.
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 Yeah, kind of like like Freddy Krueger, that kind of vein.
That would be why I haven't seen them. Yeah, that's
that
terrifying.
kind of vein of scary.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen them. I apparently am not a horror aficionado then. Aficionado? There we go. That's a word. Yeah. Sorry. I should get on that. They sound scary though. Now I'm
They
scared.
are super scary.
Yeah.
So, what advice can you give to aspiring writers, actors, new media artists who one day want to be in your shoes?
Yeah, a general advice for everyone is if you don't think you can do it, you can totally do it. Like 100%. Like I said, being an author was not like ever anything I thought I could do, and people are like so willing to help. It seems like no one is, but they really are. They're amazing and they want to help you, and people want everyone to succeed. Nobody wants to see anyone sad and not having fun. So I think that's a big part of it, is that just like have fun, enjoy what you're doing. And if you don't like it, move on to something else. Try doing a YouTube channel or writing a book. And if you feel like no one's ever gonna see it, have your friends read it. And if they like it, keep going. If they don't, be like, oh, well, I'll find some other friends. I always think there's opportunities out there and you just need to find them. Make your own.
That's great advice.
I hope so.
A question from YouTube from Agnes.
Yeah.
Does Nolan bother you, Sunshine Girl? Do you still think about Anna?
Agnes. There's a whole group of people on YouTube who think I hate Nolan, and I swear I don't. He is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. So friendly, super funny, super funny. Like everything he says is hilarious. I sometimes can't even be around him because everything he says is funny. It doesn't come across on the YouTube, but not even kidding you, Nolan in life, hilarious. And I don't hate him. I think that sometimes it comes off as I kind of am just a little bit mean, but I think it's because it's out of love. I need him to be serious sometimes. Some of the stuff we're dealing with is serious business. And Agnes, the second part of your question.
It was, do you still think about Anna?
Constantly. She is one of my best friends. That sounds really nerdy, but it's not. It's amazing. And Anna is very close to my heart. Also sounds really nerdy, but I swear, this is real. This is not like poetry. Kind of sounds like poetry. Yeah. A question from Twitter. From YouTube. Sorry. Destiny on the YouTubes. What made you want to make videos? I thought it said have videos, which is both. What made me want to have videos? I think it was kind of like we started it and it was kind of exciting, and then like when the dust settles, it's really fun. Getting to work every day with my mom and my other business partner Nick, they're like the coolest people you'll ever meet. I look up to both of them crazy amounts, and I love that that's my job. I don't have to work at a retail store, which is not bad. Work is good. But I don't have to do something I don't love every second of. And I love every second of book tour and making videos and the writing process, all of it. It's all amazing, and I feel very, very blessed for the opportunity to do all this and be here with School Library Journal. Yay! And Shelley.
Yay!
Sweet.
A question from Crystal at YouTube.
Yeah.
In Halloween, well, what are you going to wear for Halloween? What costume?
Yeah.
And are you going to go trick-or-treating?
So, was that Crystal? Crystal.
Yes, Crystal.
Specifically Crystal. I am actually in New York for Halloween. I stay all the way past Halloween. I'm here. And when I was younger, I don't trick-or-treat nearly as much as I used to. I think it's slightly frowned upon, which I think is a shame. When I was younger, we only went to houses of people I knew sort of well, and then people I knew really well. Not anybody, strangers. I don't know why. Probably because it's safe. So, yeah. So I'm not going to go trick-or-treating this year, which really bums me out. Darn it. And if you want to know what I'm dressing up as, check Instagram tomorrow. It's going to be good. It's an amazing, amazing. I think it's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. So, yeah.
And you've done some pretty amazing things, so.
Maybe it's not that cool. Maybe it's actually not as cool as I think it is. I just think it's pretty cool. Haley said, do you enjoy making books from the videos? Haley, I do. It feels very like a natural transition. It doesn't feel very forced or pushed or like, I hate every minute of this. Mm-hmm. And it's fun to be able to go back and watch all the videos to get the inspiration to kind of put all the books down in written form. So, yeah, it is really fun.
Awesome. One question from YouTube, Joseph asks, what is your favorite book?
Oh man, I could talk about that forever. What is my favorite book? Oh man, I think I have like 7 that are my favorite. Well, actually like 40. One of my favorites is The Night Circus. Have you read it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Erin Morgenstern, something really similar to
Yeah.
that. Morgenstern, something. She is an amazing author, and this book is very rich. It has a lot of detail, and I wish I was that cool. I'm a big fan of circuses, and this does take place in the most abstract circus form, but it's amazing. It is a little more adult for those of you viewers out there, maybe like 13, 15 and up. It's good. It's amazing. It is a little bit of a bigger book, but it's amazing. I love it. I just reread it not that long ago and was still like, this is so great. Sometimes when you read a book, you're like, this is pretty good. And you read it again, and you're like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Right.
You read it again, and it's still so good. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite books. I don't know, should I talk about another one? Or no? Question from Twitter. Where is Nolan? Specifically, he's not here. Yes, I'm aware. The actor actually moved away. He moved, so we're in Portland, and he moved up to Seattle, Washington. Well, kind of close to Seattle. I'm not telling you where he really lives. But yeah, he moved up to Seattle, and so we let him go do that and killed him off for YouTube. So apparently, if you move away, we kill you off. So, but yeah, if you're watching now, he might be back. Yeah, exciting stuff. I just like to tease all of you.
Well, great. And I have another question for you.
Okay.
So have you always wanted to be an actress?
Yeah. So I've been acting since I was very young, 5, 6. And I did kind of grow up in the business. I've been on film sets. I understand cameras and that kind of thing since my mom was an actress. So it's always been very accessible and easy and fun. And I always wanted to do something very similar to acting. For a really long time, it was fashion design or costuming. And with Sunshine, with the YouTube and the book and everything, I've been able to kind of step back from the front of the camera and go to behind the scenes and be able to do set decorating and camera and lighting and find this whole other world that I knew kind of existed. I knew it was there, but now I get to be part of it. And it's amazing. I get to sometimes be my own cameraman and light my own stuff. And it's scary and awesome and amazing. And I wouldn't say I don't want to be an actress, but I love being behind the camera, almost if not more. It's so rewarding. That's a good way to put it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we have any more questions.
Anything fun happen on book tour? I went to NCTE, which is English teachers, and it was a conference. Pretty sure it was in Washington, D.C., but that might be wrong. Anyways, amazing conference for English teachers, not for public, but they were all insanely friendly. Like, yes, teachers, you're amazing and you're super friendly. I think English teachers have you beat. They're like the friendliest, nicest people. Like, everybody in the literary world is amazing and they're super girl power, and like that's been like the funnest thing to find out is everybody's nice. It's not so scary like you may think it is. And these English teachers wanted to take selfies with me. That was one of like the cutest things I ever. I was like, what are you guys? Why? Like, I'm not that cool. And they were like, our students will not believe it unless we take a picture.
Aww.
It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. So that was really awesome. And then there was also, I think I was in Texas. Dallas, maybe? I can't remember. And the cutest little boy came up, and he was just shaking. He wanted to get his book signed, just shaking. And I don't even think I'm that cool. I was like, what? You're like legit, man. Like, you're so cool. And he was just so nervous. And he, like, without even like kind of meaning to, he was like, you look so pretty today.
Aww.
And I was like, oh my gosh, you're the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, stop it. You're so cute. And he kind of like realized what he'd said and was like, and did not talk the rest of the time. And he wrote me on Instagram later, I think, and was like, I'm sorry I didn't talk. I was so nervous. I was like, it's no big deal. That's actually happened like 7 times. Little kids have written me afterwards and been like, I didn't say anything that I was planning on saying because I was so scared. And I was like, oh, it's okay.
Aw.
So yeah, another question. Oh, we're out of time.
Aw.
That went really fast. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm supposed to say that thank you to the space. I was like, I'm supposed to say thank you to the space, New York space, YouTube space, New York. Thank you so much for letting us use your equipment, and that's why we look so great. We're well lit. So that was really exciting. Thank you, and of course to Shelly and to School Library Journal. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for spending some time with us.
Yeah, no, it was like no big deal. This was like so much easier than live things make me nervous. I'm always like, am I going to say something really silly? And also, stay tuned, guys. Book 2, March 2016. And also, there's going to be a TV show starring me. Yay!
Exciting.
I know. Try to keep you on your toes.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Happy Halloween. Blah.